These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Good counter punch. The courage on display here is incredible. They block the hook. How about that time counter shot? So much hype surrounding this big matchup as the hype continues to build for this showdown.
It's so hot, so heated, there's a roof on here, you don't understand it. When you're working, when the noise is there, the pressure's on, you're thirsty, you're sweating, and you're getting under. You're on the wrong side of a beating. This can be hellfire on you.
Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
They block the left there. Missing with the left uppercut. Both men step back for just a moment. A perfect counter lands. Nice counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Talking about David Benavidez that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. Well, we've just taken a big breath, and here we go again. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Nice counter. How about that time counter shot? This counter fighter believes in the anything you can do, I can do better. They'll let you throw a punch first, and they'll answer you and usually hit you harder.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye, and they're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter punch is smart.
That counter shot lands. They've got to use their jab better in this fight. You got to like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Do you believe this? He threw a punch and just got countered. He threw a punch and just got countered. Hook misses. There's a counter shot. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Benavidez that last round. Talk about a one-sided 3 minutes. There's the bell for round 3. Coming off that fantastic last round, let's see if he can keep his momentum going.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything worked. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
They Maybe I'm crazy, Johnny, but this slugger's game plan appears to be hit me in the face as many times as you want, and right when you get tired of it, I'm going to catch you with a counter and knock you out.
Oh, this is a slugger right here in front of them. These kind of fighters, they want to get hit in the face because it cheers them on. They want to stand there and fight in the trenches.
How about that time counter shot? Punch, counter punch. Back and forth they go. Well done with that counter shot. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Time they throw a shot, they get countered. Those counter punches have to hurt. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Benavidez in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. Here we go to the fourth round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Misses with the straight left. There's a counter shot. The straight right just misses. This won't sit well with their opponent. He threw a punch and just got countered. Halfway through the round, and it's pretty much even Steven.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Well done with that counter shot. Those counter punches have to hurt. The jab doesn't quite connect. We both know who the bigger power puncher is. There's a significant power difference. How would you handle that?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to outthink him. You've just got to be smarter than him. You've got to be like a little Fagin and pickpocket him.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose. On to the fifth we go. So not the best round, but let's see if they can turn it around here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Misses with the straight left. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fiery fight. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Can they figure out the combination to this safe?
skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Those counter punches have to hurt. Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Those counter punches have to hurt. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That jab doesn't score. He misses with that jab. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. You know that bell was sweet music to his ears. On to the 6th round. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
You hear that old phrase, second win. You've got to find it somehow.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym. You can do it in a fight. They've got to relax.
That big hook doesn't land. He threw a punch and just got countered. He threw a punch and just got countered. Punch, counter punch. Counter punching. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Benavidez in that last round. Well, this is the time that the trainer needs to come in and say something special. And there's the bell for round 7. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. They blocked the left there. That counter shot lands. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you're dealing with someone with so much speed, you've got to get your timing right. Oh, my God, Johnny! David Benavidez might be ready to go. How is this fight still continuing?
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
Pretty close fight here in this round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? You'd like to see more jabs. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need him. There's the bell to start round 8. After that last round, something has got to change.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
A perfect counter shot. Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. You can't throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
That jab was blocked. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. And he misses with that straight left. They exchange punches. Well done with that count. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And it's survival time for David Benavidez. And the big Mexican monster is down. I don't know. I got to take another look at that.
I need to see that again. One, two, three, four. Come to me.
Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. So it's plan B time after. Let's see how much fatigue we see here in round 9. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a knockdown. 1 minute, you need 1 hour to get over a shot like that. Now it's down to conditioning. Now it's down to mental strength and preparation. It's how you are going to deal with this.
Nice counter shot. How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through?
This is when you get in the ring feeling like you're King Kong because you know you've got a chin that is not going to get dented.
Nice counter shot. They blocked the uppercut. That counter punch caught him clean. They blocked the left there. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Perfect counter lands. And he misses with that straight left. We wanted action, and they are delivering. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. David Benavidez in that last round. That bell could not have come soon enough. There's the bell to start round 10. Not the start that they wanted, but let's see what they can do in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you, and that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet, not until...
Hold on, got to cut you off here, Johnny. The Mexican monster's in trouble. Looks like they've shaken it off.
What recovery skills they are. What a shot it was. Completely gonna...
Oh my goodness, Johnny. And the Mexican monster might be ready to finally go down. And it appears the onslaught is over, at least for now.
Benavidez now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Insane action. This fight a little bit closer than I think a lot of people thought.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. She's like a match made in heaven.
Nice counter shot. Well, just a couple rounds left, Johnny. What's your assessment so far?
This can be so frustrating. I mean, he's such a fast fighter that can throw 3-4 shot combinations before you've even let one off. That creates frustration, and that's when it gets hard.
Counter punching. Nice counter. Neither fighter willing to slow down. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Let's talk about Benavidez that last round. At this point, you got to believe he can't win on the score. There's the bell to start round 11. So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart, because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not cleared. Be sharp.
Nice defense there to stop the right hook. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. That counter shot lands. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Time they throw a shot, they get countered. Good counter punching. We wanted action, and they are giving us action. This is a high-octane battle. Every time, very close round with 10 seconds to go. Benavidez might be ready. The Mexican monster is down. What a knockout headshot. Let's watch it again. And they knew it when they threw it.
Where did that come from? What a shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you okay?
Let's talk about David Benavidez that last round. That'll be a 10-8 round. And there's the bell to start round 12. He got knocked down in the last round. Let's see what he can do here.
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff him.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. As we enter the final frames of this bout, Johnny, what have we seen so far?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
And it's survival time for David Benavidez. Disaster averted, it seems. We continue on.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Big shots from both these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Yes. Oh, my God, Johnny! The Mexican Monster's in trouble. Didn't wait long to get back in and get engaged.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense. Blocking and stopping and shooting.
And the Mexican Monster might be ready to finally go down. We almost saw a knockout a second ago, and now they're going toe-to-toe.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do you do?
Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. What a dominant performance, and it shows up on the judges' scorecards as a unanimous decision victory.
What a whitewash. You know, that's skills, that's class, that's levels. One is up there, one is down there, but you know what? The loser is going to have to learn a big